welcome back to the Bad Lines podcast. Joined here with Wally. They call him Wally.
Good afternoon.
We've got Scotty. We've got Bruce. We've got Michael. And so we're here today to talk to you folks about our Rubicon adventure that we just went on. That was pretty rad.
Super sick.
And so we had 11 trucks.
12, wasn't it?
I thought we had a dozen.
I think it was 11. I think it was, so I wrote it down before. So it was 4 Jeeps. We had Pat, your dad.
And my brother.
Your brother.
Yep.
We had Scott.
From Arizona.
That's right. Arizona. Yeah. And then we had Ezra.
Okay.
And then we had Toyotas. We had 3 first-gen 4Runners. And then we had Hayden. And then we had a Bronco, Metro's Bronco, and Mikey's Explorer.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
That was it, right?
No, I counted on the work, and we had 9 trucks on the product that I work for, and then we had 3 other trucks that were not.
You didn't count the Super Duty.
Products.
Oh yeah, the Super Duty also.
So it was
that was
sitting right here.
Yeah. No, I missed it. Yeah. So yeah, and the Super Duty. You.
Yeah,
so that was
so thin you couldn't see it.
And we had 2 hikers the whole time.
Yeah,
2 hikers.
Correct.
Yes, that's right.
But yeah, so and I got a little bit ahead of myself as far as so next week we got something exciting, and we actually all of us will have vehicles in the Offroad EXPO. We're gonna have a booth there. So if you're going to go, scope it out. We're going to have something like 15, 20 trucks right at the entrance, and then our booth will have roughly 20 trucks in it as well, all forum members, so pretty cool. There'll be like QR codes on each truck that you can go scope out their build thread and see kind of how the truck came to be. I mean, you see these trucks and it doesn't just appear like that. It takes years and lots of time and trials and tribulations that we all have gone through.
Well, and I'd say, let me just jump in here on Offroad EXPO. I love it. I think all of us used to love it as much as, and I think bringing the forum back to what brought us to Offroad EXPO in the first place. Because I didn't know about anything about trucks prior to anything we've done. Like, I didn't have friends that grew up doing this. So then, like, Offroad EXPO is how I found the job that I worked for at Method. And then that's how I found this group, friend group, is essentially by watching those events and seeing the cool trucks there. And then, like, when you go there and see everything that's as epic as everything that's been built now, because we're adults now with adult money.
Yeah.
We get to spend real things. Like, you get to buy shit that's way too expensive that you shouldn't be spending money on.
100%.
And it's cool to see, like, the evolution of, like, again, I was probably pretty late compared to you guys, but I started at like 25, 26 building my shit. And it's like, anyways, I think it's super cool. I'm a big fan of the Expo. I think they've moved the Expo to a really cool spot where the weather should be ideal. And again, coming from a guy that works at events a lot,
I think it's a much better spot personally.
It should be cool.
I think it's really rad though, because it's a chance for you to actually see people's stuff from the forum in person,
touch it,
put 2 and 2 together.
And
you're always looking at pictures. You're talking to them. You're picking their brain. It's pretty neat. Yeah, it's a good time.
And I mean, obviously, we're gonna have some pretty sweet trucks there. Some of your guys' rigs. You'll have my shit box there.
You 2 each have like an $80,000 truck that'll be there.
But there's also my wife may be watching this, dude.
She's not gonna watch this. 100%
If you wanted to rebuild each one of your trucks. Or yours. Me and Ellie are sitting on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ellie.
No. But and what's cool too is there is some like more grassroots style builds where it's not like a full blown trophy truck. I mean, there's going to be some high dollar trucks there as well, but obviously at the event in general, but within our booth space is kind of mild to wild. So come scope it out, and then wanted to say discount code is Bad Lines. So when you buy your tickets on the Expo site, that'll save you $5 a ticket, and it does not work on kids' tickets. So don't message me that it didn't work.
That means you have to put the podcast out.
What do you mean? I got it to work.
Yeah, correct. I will.
Not a day for
Yeah.
Pretty sure I got it to work.
On the kids ones? I don't think so.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe maybe I wasn't paying
attention. If it works, you just save yourself $5. Yeah. But yeah, so anyways.
Whatever the credit card was, just let it go.
God, yeah.
But yeah, so back to the Rubicon. So we had, Scott and I did it last year for the first time, but you guys were both, all 3 of you were.
I think a lot of our group, right?
Dude,
Yeah,
I just want to say real quick, I watched the podcast. I saw all the stuff that you guys were posting after the Rubicon trip last year, and I told myself, I was like, I'm going on this trip next year. I don't care what it takes. I gotta be there. Like my truck wasn't done at that point. I was really trying to get it done. Not that I was gonna take it on the trip or anything, but I was like, you guys made it look so much fun. It looked so awesome, and it really was. So,
Dude, this year was better.
Yeah.
It was even better, in my opinion. I mean,
Did you have the Explorer then?
Yeah, it wasn't done. It was so close. I was in my head. I'm like, I'm gonna
You
get it
had
done
tons
for
of 40s
for
on it
San
in a
Hollow. It wasn't done.
Okay.
Wasn't
What was
even.
the first trip? Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving was the first
Yeah.
trip.
He was trying to get it done for San Hollow, which was Labor Day, and we went.
that was
4th
like
of
4
July.
weeks later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so we're kind of jumping a little ahead in my list here that I've got. But so
Sorry.
Steve,
There's
first
organization.
time through as a passenger, you rode in this gentleman's vehicle, the double low the entire time. Did the Rubicon live up to its like world famous expectation?
It
Would you-
honestly did. I have a lot to say about the Rubicon, and I'm looking at the list here, and there's a lot to talk about. And I'm a talker, so now I want to build the Bronco, a solid axle truck.
Yeah.
And
baby.
it's not for the rock crawling aspect. Honestly, I hiked probably more than your dad did on
Yeah,
the trip.
you may have.
And we had hikers on the trip, Renee and her dad. They hiked all the way to the lake and back with us. And I did quite a bit of hiking because I just enjoy not being in the truck.
You were filming stuff.
That's
yeah.
fun. No,
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
when
part of
you're
adventure,
the
right?
video guy or the
Yeah.
photo guy. That's
so
when you're
fun.
scared. I totally get it. That's what I do. I'm
It's
like, I
so
just get out.
I'm
I'm
just
like,
a
I'm gonna
little
get this shot for you.
There was plenty of times I'm like, I don't think so, Scott.
Yeah.
I would like put my arm on the truck. I have no idea about rock crawling. I am the worst. But with that said, though, like the lake day was the reason to build the thing in the first place
Dude.
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
quite literally the lake day.
100%.
Yeah.
And I thought about this on the way up here. It's like you're hanging out on this extremely exclusive lake that you have to get there, whether you hike or you drive in. And you have to have something completely epic to drive in on. And then you're only surrounded by people that are like you. You know what I mean? Say you went rock crawling somewhere else and there's a bunch of easy access points to get there. But you had a rock crawl to get there, but like you're still around a bunch of people that just aren't like you.
Mm-hmm.
So they're kind of giving you shit. You're kind of like, there's this like tension, like, because you're all trying to do the same thing but differently. And so like you kind of hate each other, which
We got parked
is
next
so
to the
stupid.
Subaru cross track, and then it's like the.
Yeah, well, I'm just
doing
saying,
it.
but
Not
like,
doing it.
on a trail like that, and like, I think it's just epic that you get to go somewhere and experience it with just people like you that think the same way, and it's such an like, I don't know what the lake's called. Obviously I just show up.
That was Buck Island.
Buck Island Lake is just incredible. Bring kayaks.
Yeah.
That's
Dude, that was fun.
It was
fun,
the best
for
dude.
sure.
I kayaked one time and I was like,
Oh, we
Great trip.
had a kayak race, dude.
Yeah. And so, what about you, Bruce? What do you think? Did it
No, it
live
was
up to
insane.
it?
Yeah, absolutely. It was breathtaking the entire way through. It was beautiful. The weather was perfect. The people were okay.
Yeah. We kind of
Just kidding.
kind of trash.
Yeah, no, it was awesome, dude. It was super sick. And then once we got to the lake, like, you know, long day in the truck, no matter what kind of off-roading you are. By like after 8 or 9 hours of sitting behind the wheel, you're kind of like, get me out of this thing. But like once we got to the lake, it just all those thoughts. You're just like, this is so sick.
Didn't matter
Yeah,
anymore.
you're like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Here.
Dude. I want to spend the entire day here just chilling with my friends.
Sure.
You know, and that's what we did. And it was so awesome.
Totally.
You know.
You concur, Michael?
Oh yeah.
Same.
Like Bruce was saying, the views. It's like I originally, when I very first started, I had my phone out and I'm like,
Yeah.
trying to take photos, and I'm like, this doesn't even.
Yeah, I eventually.
It's not even gonna touch it.
Yeah,
right?
I
Like,
eventually-
never-
How
yeah.
beautiful it is! I just
Yeah.
immediately I was like, you know what? Put my phone in the
That's-
center
dude.
console. I never
That's
touched
what
it
I
till we
did,
were
dude,
all
'cause you can't-
done in Tahoe.
This is just like any other trip.
Dude,
huh?
yeah,
But I was
reviewing
like, I
photos.
was like in my head, I'm like, I'm gonna take photos this trip. I got my 3-year-old son. I brought my wife. I brought Tommy with me. Like, it was so much fun. It was like nice having my family there with me. But then as soon as he started, I was like, I just want to be present in the
Yeah,
moment
that's
because
what
this
I
is so cool.
Totally.
It was
You know,
so,
yeah.
so good, dude.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say as far as like this year versus last year when Scott and I did it, like it was just cool. Last year we had such a small group. We had what, 5 of us, 5 rigs, 4 rigs.
Small.
And so we were obviously way more nimble as far as like we were. You know, we had breakages and it took forever, but. Just having the family there and all our buddies was just super cool. And I mean, we can go anywhere with our group of friends and have a good time.
Yeah,
So there's
was
that.
super sweet.
It's just one of those moments, and you want to share it with people.
Yeah.
It's just such a good feeling being out there doing what you love and being able to share that moment with whether it's friends or family or whatever. It's just
Totally. But like Steve said, the price of entry is you have to have something that can do that.
Yeah, it allows you to get there.
You can't just, drive up and, park your Subaru Crosstrek. It ain't going to make it. But there was Hayden, which he's kind of an anomaly. He has the driver mod, but his Tacoma.
That comes from a lot of years of like personally abusing himself.
Yeah.
Of being stuck and going like, no, this is all I need for it to work.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you didn't scope it out on Steve's Instagram reel, he's in a Tacoma that's like basically, would you even call that lifted? It's like stock height.
No, it's stock height.
height.
Stock
33s, lockers, gears in the transfer
double
case.
up.
And other than that,
It's a
stock
sleeper.
everything. It had sliders. And he didn't have a winch. I didn't even know that until
You might as well
halfway
just
through.
skip out on the sliders because clearly body damage doesn't matter to him.
Yeah.
So
But so that was cool to see that thing go through. But so the first day, the plan was to make it all the way to Buck Island, which talking with Metro, he's done it the trail a zillion times. He's like, oh, we've made it to all the way to the Springs in I think he said 6 or 7 hours.
well, he's saying like the whatever Jeep event, they get 100 Jeeps into the spring in one day. And I was
Yeah.
like, that sounds wild.
That's a bros trip.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well,
That's like catch up. I'm taking a piss.
Yeah.
Not like, hey, it's a lunch break.
Yeah,
We'll be here for
drinking
3
and
hours.
Let the kids
You're
run around
eating
for a
in the
minute.
truck.
Yeah.
So we unload, and the plan was to try to like head out on the trail at 9, and we probably, I think we actually got on the trail about 10, which is pretty good for
That's
11
not bad.
trucks.
Yeah.
The year before, if you listen to that podcast, we got there at like noon, and Caleb drove into the tow vehicle, fell off the trailer like forward, and that was a whole fiasco. We were pulling
It may
winch
have
line in
been
the parking
after
lot.
noon. It may have
Well,
been
and
like,
can I just jump in real quick? Like, it's not just showing up to the Rubicon. We all drove 9 hours to get there.
Yeah.
Then we're staying an hour plus away.
Right.
We're trailering to the spot, which is an hour away, and
Yeah.
then you start the trail. So like,
Yeah.
it sounds like, oh, we were late eating breakfast. It's like it's a mission and we've got people coming from Canada. I'm from San Diego. You guys from Simi. Caleb's from Sacramento. But there's people from all over. But like, it's not just we had 11 or
Metro,
12 trucks
Arizona,
show up.
yeah.
From Phoenix not
Yeah.
Phoenix, Arizona. We had 12 trucks or whatever show up from all over.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, we were an hour late.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Like,
So
I'm just saying, it's pretty epic.
Totally.
overall.
But yeah, so we get started, and immediately at the gatekeeper hit a bunch of new Broncos. It was like some kind of Ford
sponsored Bronco
sponsored
run.
deal, bunch like brand new trucks. Everybody
They
was
were all
super
four
cool.
Bronco Raptors.
And so they're like,
Except one.
we basically we'll let you buy like once we get to the bowls, and we're like, okay, cool. So we end up passing them, and then your brother has his drive shaft rips out of the splines.
Yeah, the nut for that yoke on the back of the T case like backed off.
Yeah.
And then like, thank God they didn't tear up the splines.
Yeah,
on it.
Thank God that
Dude.
the nut was still in there.
Dude, yeah. What best case scenario for that situation?
Yeah, so fix that, and then it's like again 11 trucks getting through the gatekeeper, and it's like we kind of almost broke into two groups right
Yeah.
out of the
It
gate.
took us a bit. I mean, it's 11 trucks trying to get through the gatekeeper, right? It was just, I mean, no one really got stuck, but it was just like, okay, we all got to get through. We all got to.
fine.
It was. Where did your brother break down? Like the slabs?
Yeah, right on the
Whatever
slabs.
bowls
Yeah, at the
are.
beer tree.
He
The beer tree.
coasted
Beer
from the
tree,
top
yeah,
of the slab all the way to the bottom with
That's
his
right.
drive shaft dragging
He's
on
like,
the
my
ground.
T case is
Why?
making a noise.
He
He
didn't
didn't,
know.
I don't think he knew something was wrong, but I don't think he knew what was wrong. So he drove that thing
It was
hundreds
dragging?
of yards
What?
down the rock. Again, it's like, how did he not destroy the front of the drive shaft?
I don't know if that.
I don't think it came
I don't think
just-
it came completely off.
When he showed up, it was on the ground.
Oh, was it just?
Yeah.
Yeah, so,
I didn't know that
So
part.
if you
Just poking
if
about
you're
ready to
new
pogo
here,
stick that?
if you hear a noise that sounds violent, just get out and take a peek.
All right. Well, he's very green.
But I
Still
think,
green.
in his defense, you guys are all parked at the bottom already. He's probably like, I'm not that far. 'Cause, you don't know.
Yeah,
what
and
it
it's
is.
steep.
I'm not that far away, but that could have been real bad.
Yeah.
But so we get
Well,
that.
you don't want to make people turn around. I get it. Especially when you're young.
You don't
it's
know.
new.
You don't know.
You know what I mean? You're trying to like be part of the group.
Yeah.
And
100%.
I'm not trying to like, if he's listening, I'm not trying to say like anything. I get it. That was my point. Like,
Yeah.
I understand it.
It happens. But so we fixed that. The Bronco dudes passed us, and then we make it all the way through. We made it pretty much all the way to the Soup Bowl from there. Kind of, but in two
he had no issue. We had to stop for a second because
you guys had issues.
Yeah, it was the same truck. He had.
We got to the bridge. What's the first bridge again? What's that stream? I forget what it is. But we got to the first bridge. We went up Whales Back. We got to the first bridge campground. I was having trouble with my power steering overheating.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But it wasn't that huge of a deal. We ended up just taking the hood off, right, and putting it on the roof, so that helped.
The bolt backed off on the ram.
It was on the ram.
On Dave's
it was right before that.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We
That
were
was
working on that. So that was another trail fix. And
But then you had the overheating.
I had the overheating. We stopped for lunch before
Walker
Soup
Hill.
Bowl and before Walker Hill.
Yeah,
right?
and then we were at the top of Walker Hill. We waited for you guys. But we kind of ended up breaking into two groups.
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
that was just kind of what ended up happening.
Wait, before who were the dudes who were cleaning the toilets?
The guys on the Super Duty?
Yeah, they were rad.
They gave us bandanas.
They gave us
They
bandanas.
don't clean the toilets.
No, they
They
cleaned. No,
told us that they don't clean the toilets because we asked them about that.
They said
they're just like park ranger people.
Oh.
They're out there just making sure that people are good, and they gave us the
They literally
bandanas.
told us they cleaned the toilet.
No, they had those are volunteers that come and do that. Is what the gentleman told
Was
me.
there not a tank on the back of that thing or what?
I thought those guys cleaned the toilet, but either way,
Anyways,
I'm just
yeah.
whatever those guys were doing.
we were going to give them props.
That was cool. They gave us all
props.
bandanas.
I
They
know,
gave
I
the
don't
kids
remember
But
bandanas.
the name.
because of those
I know.
guys, Bruce wasn't the only Super Duty on the trip.
There was 3 Super Duties on the trail.
Three
technically.
Super
really?
Duties.
Did you see that gray one?
Well, we're not there yet.
Spring?
That's day 3,
Okay.
so we're still talking day 1.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying,
so-
I just want to give it props to the guys
Those guys are cool.
doing
Yeah.
things out there. They were trail service.
Well
whatever.
done.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they were
for sure,
trophies.
for sure. But yeah, so then we get to the Soup Bowl, and then so at this point it was like probably 3.
Was
And
it
so
already 3?
yeah,
Okay.
No, it was like 1
It was late.
and
I think
so
we got to the
No, it was-
sluice at 3.
so
Anyways.
everybody naturally
We got
has
to
to
try
attempt
it, right?
Soup Bowl.
Yeah.
My wife's like boiling over. She won't listen to this.
Oh,
so
dude, she was talking smack to me
She's
the whole
she's like you get 3 tries basically, and she's like Scott's
3
up
strikes,
there,
you're out.
and she's like 3 strikes you're out, bud.
She treated.
Dude, I was
everyone
like, where's
your,
that
your
coming
wife
from?
treated everyone like they were children.
Yeah,
3 times, little boys.
yeah, 3 times.
And then I was
don't
going,
care
I was
how
snapping
much
back a
work
little bit,
was
like,
it?
well, my tires haven't left the rock yet, so is this the 3rd try or the 4th try or what? And,
But in her defense, we are all little children.
Yeah,
oh, we are for sure, and they're yeah.
Especially when we're
Yeah.
out there playing with our toys.
correct. But
I agree with her at the same time.
But so we, I think Ezra tried, didn't make it. Metro tried, didn't make it. Scott tried, didn't make it. Pat tried, didn't make it. And then this gentleman over here in his freshly swapped motor swap Explorer, he went right up.
Ford.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that,
You were the only one.
I'm gonna call it the wheelbase in the 40s.
100%.
That will be.
Yeah, I agree. It was the Ford.
And
100%.
it was the excellent spotting because I'll be honest with you, where they were pointing me to
Oh,
like,
you can't see
I'm
shit.
like, no, I'm
You
like,
can't
I
see
would
anything,
never
yeah.
think in my head because again, I'm so green and all. I was never think start way over here, get crazy off camber, and then fall onto your passenger slider and then drive right up.
It's
I'm
such
like,
a crazy feeling,
I
like
wouldn't do it.
riding your
Yeah,
slider,
I wouldn't
isn't
do
it?
it like that.
Like, oh my god, yeah, it's scary, right? Because you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna tip, but
Yeah, I
then
don't
the
know if you
slider
saw-
hits,
I
and
don't
you're
know
like,
if you saw the video that Elliott posted. My arm is like death gripped onto the door because I'm like, I'm gonna fall out of the truck. I don't know if the truck's gonna fall, but I'm gonna fall out of the truck. So
Yeah. But yeah, and again,
That was rad to see you
I
go
don't know
up.
what that feeling's like because I didn't try because I knew with my wife she was gonna stab me. I was gonna end up in the wood chipper like at the end of the trail. So
And
but I watched him go and he didn't make it. So I figured
Yeah,
our vehicles are so similar. I'm like, why even give it a go? But anyways.
Who else tried it?
that was
That's it.
Hayden.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So we finally.
Everybody boned out. I'm behind Hayden. He's like, I'm giving it a go. And he gets
No.
The reason after this is because Elliot's wife was so mad.
Yeah, she wasn't stoked. But in her defense, we've got an
all
8-year-old, a
of the
6-year-old
women
that are
dealing-
over it.
Yeah, all the women are dealing with the children.
I'm just saying, when Hayden tried, no one expected
No,
him to
everyone's
try
out,
it.
and I'm
Everyone's
like,
no.
Hayden, no.
No, and
Dog Taco on 33.
and Hayden, we did.
He's
we-
tried twice, by the way.
Yeah. Everybody, I mean, if you listen to this podcast, the last podcast was with Hayden. I think we talked about the Super Bowl, but his quote was like, yeah, I'm just going to put tires on it. And he's telling this to his dad, and he's like, put tires on what? And
boy does not have known his heart.
He tried, and then he just immediately was like rocking a hard
Well,
place.
dude,
and you had to winch him
Oh,
off.
so the first time he got like, he just tried to go straight up it, and then I winched him off to the point where like I literally just picked up the back of his truck with the winch. So the
that
back
your-
tires. What's up?
Was it your first time using the winch?
At that point, yeah, right?
Yeah, dude, I was like. Yeah, I felt good.
There we go.
And then I'm
There we
like,
go.
all right, cool. He clearly he's not gonna do it again. No, dude, just straight up again, dude. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Big rock crawler guys.
Sounds like Hayden.
But so then we jam down. We get to Little Sluice, and like half the group was far ahead, and they took the bypass. And at this point we're like, all right, let's just jam to camp. Like we're trying to get to Buck, set up camp before dark, and so. Mikey was, I think, too far behind.
Too far behind. I didn't know where everybody
And
went.
so he just ends up just going into the lion's den, just right into Little
I had
Sluice.
no idea.
And so Scott followed him, I followed him, and I don't know who else was in front of me. I think Ezra.
What was Hayden? It was Mikey, Hayden.
No, Hayden was behind.
Hayden was behind all
Really?
of us.
That's because he broke on it after.
Yeah. So he's like just totally diffed out.
so stuck.
Can't-
Well, I think
can't
I was
get out.
following you,
I'm so
and
sorry.
I was like, okay, I'm gonna go around you and try and help you out.
I
or
mangled the
whatever.
rear bumper trying to like just not be
So-
get unstuck.
In this section, you there's a hard line, and there's not a hard line.
Yeah.
We Mikey went hard line,
Yeah.
and then we kind of all follow because we're not.
We're just
We're
following.
new.
I don't
We're
know
new.
anything. Everyone's
I don't
new
know.
here,
I don't know
and
where I'm
there's the
supposed to
groups
go.
just split up, so there's not like a trail leader. So just for reference.
Well, and the whole plan of like we were gonna get to Buck, set up base camp, unload all the trucks so we're not packed with 4 days worth of camping gear, and then we were gonna end up wheeling around, like come back to Little Sluice, come back to Soup Bowl, and do all these other things. That was like the initial game plan
Yeah,
of
like
the
day
trip.
2 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and so that basically everybody shoots out the side of Little Sluice. Mikey, Scott, I think you ended up winching him out, right?
Yeah, we had to
So you winched
work
Mikey
it
out,
yeah.
and then we're like,
Both
okay,
Scotts.
cool, we're good. And then of course Hayden goes in and just freaking mangles the side of his truck, breaks an axle. And then we make the decision to abandon like half the group. Like basically everybody with families kept going to Buck, and you guys stayed and fixed it. And
Yeah, you guys abandoned us.
Yeah.
Sorry.
well, that was what we had to do.
You want all 20 of us underneath Hayden?
Yeah,
You know, as a single person there, I did not mind it.
yeah.
Because at this point we were like 5-6 hours into the trail. We
Correct.
still had a hour to go, which it wasn't an hour. It was multiple hours still to
Dude,
go.
that was a lot of fun.
And it was, you know, I got a 3-year-old in the truck, and he was having a great time up until about that point. He's starting to get irritated, you know, just
Also,
Been in the
if it
car all
was
the
somebody other than Hayden, who I know can put that entire tow together with his eyes closed,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have probably left. But I'm like, this dude
No, it was-
came
Yeah.
prepared.
It was.
You know,
It
probably
was.
done this a million times.
You guys had it together in
was
like 45
cake.
minutes or
Dude,
something.
Yeah.
It was probably less than that. I mean, you have two Toyota guys that have snapped
That's what I'm
multiple
saying.
CV actions. It was like we didn't even have to talk. We were both just in it.
Yeah, there's
doing
like,
it.
oh, you need
Yeah.
the 12
You
mil?
know,
What do
it's
you
like-
know? Whatever
yeah.
communist measurement you guys are using?
So it was pretty quick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
maybe like a half an hour
That's
by the
good.
time we pumped a jack to like dropped a
Can I,
jack. You know,
can I
like,
reiterate? I have a video of them hammering things, so yeah, they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, you got a hammer.
That was trying to get the cotter pin to straighten out, man. We were just hammering,
Yeah.
ticking on the cotter pin.
But yeah, so we end up just jamming like the family group, we'll call it, and we made pretty good time. There was like a couple stuff right before Is that?
Yeah, that sounds
couple stuff.
yeah.
Yes.
There's a couple of like spicy spots. There's one drop off that I watched Chris in his Forerunner drive right into a tree and fucking explode the headlight. Yeah. Oh yeah. And that was I mean,
And of all the trucks that shouldn't have been on that trail,
yeah.
that was the one. Like Hayden's should have been on the trail. That one should not have.
That thing was
Chris should not have taken that truck.
It was
on.
a
No, he
did a great job.
He did great.
I think that thing
But
did great, dude.
that's a nice truck.
Yeah.
It's a nice truck.
But
I like
he has
trucks.
minimal body damage.
I know, but he's still got some body
He
damage,
ran
for
that
sure.
headlight into a tree.
Yeah.
You're talking
But yeah,
body
so
damage.
we
can see
got
what part.
he ended up backing up, and then we made it all the way to Buck, and we got there at like I want to say it was like 7 or something, right before dark.
He did break an axle.
Well,
Right before we got there.
So we get.
Well,
to,
we didn't know, actually.
No. We got to Buck like past the dam, and then there's like a steep uphill,
Right.
and he broke the axle there, and he thought the hub just came unlocked, and he got up it. He basically relocked the hub, and I don't know if it came.
It wasn't as
unlocked or
obvious
what.
as
I
Hayden's.
pulled him up the hill.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so we made it to camp, and then you guys all rolled in like probably after dark, like 8:30 or something.
No,
It was before dark. It was before dark. It was
Some of
right-
you.
The second half of the group.
Got it.
Yeah.
They got
that was-
later.
We pulled in right at dusk.
Hey, you have Hayden shenanigans here. That was Hayden shenanigans that showed up after dark.
Yeah.
The rest of us, we all said, you can walk to camp from here. You're ready to party, bro.
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
have a good night.
Yeah, so it was like an 8-9 hour day in the truck.
was longer than we
and
expected.
we were like right on Buck Island Lake, super rad spot, and then so day 2 we just literally hung out at the lake all day.
Everyone was smoked from day one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it had been like for me and Mikey, it had been a grind.
Yeah.
The like previous month.
I mean, and thankfully we got Scott who drove down.
Yeah.
Bruce helped a bunch. Yeah, I got a lot of, Tommy came and helped me. A lot of people helped.
And we didn't even really get into that. I don't know if we talked about it on the last podcast
Little
as
bit.
far as this dude did a full motor swap before new
trans.
transfer case,
New drivetrain.
new drivetrain,
drivetrain, yeah.
re-geared the axles, all of that.
Dude, regear the axles like 2 days before the
Yeah.
Rubicon.
Never done it.
Yeah, but
Not gear guys.
somehow the truck pulled it out the whole way.
Together.
And then I was working on the 3RZ swap like over the past 3 months, was wrenching on that thing, and that was a whole fiasco. But it's pretty.
some wiring
basically, it was like we needed a day, and it was like a couple of the guys went out. I think your dad went out and he tried Old Sluice.
Yeah, him, Hayden, and my brother, I think, and then Scott with from Arizona. That Jeep's capable.
Yeah.
But they went out and played. For
And
it.
he's capable.
that dude's
He
on the trail.
knows
That guy knows the
Yeah.
trail like the back of his hand. But
That whole day we spent on Buck Island Lake was definitely like all of those long nights, all of those hard hours, like that
was just like-
that's what it was for. You
100%.
know, that's like
Take-
it was like a day to be like, okay, that's why I do it.
100%.
You know,
that was
That's
probably the most
100%.
therapeutic day that I've had in a long time.
Sure.
Just
It's like a spa
You
day.
couldn't do anything else.
This is a
There was
spa day for the
nothing else
boys.
you literally couldn't go anywhere.
no, it
We're
was not, it was
stuck.
like because like I know Mikey's the same as me, but like when I'm home I can't sit. Like I don't watch TV. Like I can't sit. But that forced me to like.
That must be nice. I'm really good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just can't. I gotta be doing something.
Sure.
You know. So like that was like, hey, I'm just gonna chill and just.
Steve was just chirping me right before we got here because he came over to the house and because it's obviously a stop from coming here because
Yeah.
he had to come down from San Diego, come up from San Diego, and I'm running around with the kids. I'm doing all this stuff, and he's like, "Can't you just relax?"
I
And I'm
can't.
like,
I can't
don't
either.
know how
Yeah.
to
What is
relax."
that?
Yeah.
But that was nice though. It was
For
really
sure.
nice.
For sure.
Well, I say with the trip, just to bring it back to everyone's watching, is like it doesn't matter how big you guys can do bigger obstacles now. Like you did a motor swap. You did a motor swap. Most people aren't doing motor swaps for 4 trips, but like the extra level of whatever it is to you to get to that point, and then you get to spot like the lake, and you get to like namaste it, and just enjoy.
Yeah.
You're like enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah,
How-
that's exactly.
the
what
level of what it is to you
but
is
that's-
relative to you.
But that's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why you go and do the Rubicon.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's not just because I did the trail, I started in the beginning and we finished it great, but it's like all the stuff in between the start and the finish is why you do it.
Well, exactly.
Totally.
And you can have a stock Jeep that makes it work because you did enough prep to make it happen, or you could have a truck you put 40s on in tons and motor swap and do the same thing. It's just It's just relative to the same space of like the level of energy you're able to put into it. But you can still go do the trip and enjoy like the fruits of your labor. Is my point.
Yeah.
Like that's what the lake was.
Yeah.
The lake was like all the. I didn't have to do shit. Excuse me. But like I showed up and did nothing.
Yeah.
Like I paid for someone to work my trailer. Like I did nothing. It was great. You should try that. But for these guys, and I've done it enough times in my life where you just like even if it's just the smallest thing of like putting a rear end in or making sure the brakes are good or repacking the bearings or whatever it is, it's relative to how much labor you put into it out of your free time. And then when you get to enjoy it at the lake like we did, it was insane. It was so insane. And I knew for me it was insane just because I got to have a good vacation.
The
But
weather
for-
was epic too. There was
it was
like no
insane.
thunderstorms, no rain.
Not
it
only
was
that,
sunny.
the
and
temperature
freaking
was
awesome.
perfect.
Yeah.
Everyone was so stoked to be there.
For sure.
Like, so stoked.
And then shout out to the meat man. He always delivers. Our boy Caleb.
Oh, yes.
Legend.
Dude teaches meat science at UC Davis. He brought like I don't even know.
What do we have?
how much
Filet
meat.
mignon.
We had fillets.
chicken. We had
some brats he made.
Brats.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know because Elliot and I went to do the podcast
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Hayden, and we got back, and you guys already ate everything.
Yeah.
Sucks
tough
to suck,
luck,
dude.
man. Yeah.
So I feel really bad. I'll step in here because I try to be Mr. Helpful Cook guy. We were all a little drinky, and Caleb didn't tell me there were 3 different sausages. So I started matching burnt sausages, and he's like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
He's like, what'd you get?
It was like I was like, I don't know. Dude,
They were all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fillets were all solid from there.
Yeah, no, everything was. I mean, like he said, I missed most of it, but I had a couple of sniglets of meats. But dude, that guy,
He's the best.
I don't know who the MVP of the trip is, but he's got to be on the list for sure.
Oh, yeah.
We had a few of them. Hayden, maybe, for the stock Tacoma. I mean, it's not stock, but or Chris.
I would say Chris and Hayden probably close
Yeah,
for
toss
truck.
up between them two for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like they, Lake Day, Chris is putting a new axle in.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah.
realized-
Lake Day was also repair day.
Sure.
So yeah, keep going.
No, that's it. They're over there. They don't have the right tools. They can't find the right socket. He doesn't have the right Allen key, but we made it work.
Yeah.
You know, I think they used a flathead screwdriver and an Allen key that was too small, and like shoved both of them in there to hold the Allen key while they impacted the nut on the other side. And
We used a flathead screwdriver and a 5/16 bolt with the head of the bolt, and basically made the hex big enough.
Awesome.
For it. Yeah.
whatever you got to do.
How is the MVP of the trip like registered? Because for me it was Scott. Because thank you.
Oh, buddy.
Hey! I had to do like nothing.
Selfishly, you're MVP.
But for Ezra, it'd be Caleb because he showed up, brought him 4 bottles of whiskey and tons of beer.
yeah.
And Caleb had to do nothing.
Hey,
Yeah.
I partaked in at least a couple bottles of that whiskey too. It was great.
We all had a good time. Hayden just did every hard line somehow.
And drove 20 hours to get there.
25 hours.
25.
But then, like for you, your family is, obviously you did everything. You got your family there and back. And
My wife's the MVP. But yeah,
But it's all. I'm saying it's relative. So how do you elevate somebody above the rest?
you're right.
I don't think you
Yeah.
do.
No,
think
I agree.
It's relative to your trip.
I agree.
Mr. Politically correct over here. Jeez.
I just want to give everybody a little love. It was a great trip.
Yeah.
12 trucks. Okay, if there was some
It was 11.
asshole like
It was
me
11.
that showed up and broke all day, like I would not be the MVP.
Actually, wait. Speaking of which, you might be the MVP because you actually rode in my truck and we got through the trail with nothing breaking.
Oh yeah.
I did not get Wally on the trail.
Walford did.
Okay.
I think
But I think I was when I started this with your dad. He built that badass whole rack system,
Yeah.
all the tools.
Oh, dude, it's cranking.
I think we used his tools more than everyone else's.
Yeah.
So how do you relative the MVP to who?
Yeah.
I think your MVP are the Canadian Eagles that you just got that wicked
Canadian
shit, dude.
Eagles?
You're
Oh
so
yeah,
stoked.
dude. We had a flyby during the pod.
Or what about the
Did you have a flyby during the pod too?
That's
we had
when they were looping around.
We had a moment where they just came in like some
Yeah, he got, like,
F-14s,
a-
and he's just like getting his phone out.
Instagram did it like,
Bro, they
I
just
was-
came in.
Just
I
put
was-
it on cinematic, and
there.
you're like, oh my god, this is the moment.
Dude, these guys watching you running around. I'm like, the geese are coming. I had nothing else to do. I
Remember
know
that Wildlife movie with Jonathan Taylor Thomas in like the 90s? I don't know if it is. That was what I reminded
Step by
me
step.
of. Gotta find that video.
They're just Canadian government drones.
That's what he said.
Keeping tabs on us.
That's what Hayden said.
No, he says they don't claim them.
All right, so our original plan was it was actually to go into the lake, right, and then base camp, wheel, and drive back out.
Correct.
to Loon,
Back out to
right?
the trailers. at Loon.
But then we all spent the day at the lake, and like plans started changing, right? We
Yeah.
were like,
So we were talking about it with Metro was concerned with his fuel situation because he got literally 1 MPG in the Bronco, and we were just kind of going over going back. We're like and by the way, we went Labor Day weekend, which you were like, dude, we can't go Labor Day
I was
weekend.
freaking
It's gonna
out
be
about it. I
super
was like,
busy.
are we
I
crazy?
got the same thing.
There was
I'm
I have
nobody there.
I have a backup story to that.
That was
That's
chill.
separate.
But there was nobody there, and so we made the executive decision to do the full trail out through the springs, and also keep it short for the kids, so we weren't in the truck another 9 hours or whatever it was
Right.
on the way out.
Yeah.
So day 3 we headed down Big Sluice, towards the springs, and that only took us like a couple hours.
2 hours,
Beautiful
maybe?
half day.
That's a nice day.
Perfect.
And then we pulled up on the slabs at the springs and hung out. And these two gentlemen, Bruce and Wally, did some crawdad hunting.
Dude.
Yeah.
We caught like
Well,
20
we got there.
crawdads.
I think there was more.
Let me
there was
explain
more.
this. Okay, again, I am new. I know nothing about this. These guys have done this. They're talking like you've all done this before, and most people watching this podcast probably have. But like, the Springs is like a space where some random people live, and it's beautiful, and you can host weddings there and whatever. I don't know.
It's like a campground.
It's not just like, it's beautiful. It's insane looking. I mean, the whole area is insane looking, but like it's manicured.
They're like caretakers.
Yeah, they're caretakers.
Yeah,
they look like forest rangers, but they're
Yeah.
people that live there. Like they're retirees that, get to live there
want
for
that
free
job.
or whatever. It's epic. It's this beautiful space, and then you go. The springs are obviously water, but like they're beautiful, and there's water slides.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys have like
it's
waterfalls
like natural-
and like big pools.
There's
that, like, they
snakes
just pool
in
up.
there,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
cruising around, and it's just
And crawdads.
epic. We get there, it's beautiful, and all of a sudden we see crawdads. We turn into hunters.
Dude, hunt mode, dude.
Yeah.
Just got primitive real quick.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
With,
Yeah.
with the kids' goggles.
Yeah, kids. Yeah. Wait, what were like unicorn goggles?
Evelyn's.
And the goggles made it a
But
game changer.
how
though.
soon did we catch one? It was within like 5 minutes. It had to be.
It took me a moment, and then I got the system down, and then when
Okay.
we got the goggles,
You were first to catch the
dude,
first
I just
two.
started slaying.
Yeah, then you guys had him. You had him in like a box. You
Well,
had him in like
originally
a
in a
soda
box.
box.
We
Yeah,
put
but an
it-
empty beer
Then
box
we
or
put
soda
it-
box.
yeah.
Yeah, and then we got the little half door.
Because we were talking about
socket.
eating them until somebody rained on our parade and was like,
Yeah.
We wanted to catch them for the kids because it was something to
Oh,
do.
yeah,
for,
yeah.
We had.
Oh,
and how many kids were on the trip?
loved it.
How many kids were on the trip?
We had what 3?
No, more than that, bro.
We had
Five?
Nathan.
Nathan.
Oh
your
yeah,
kids?
Silas, Quinn,
5.
my kids.
5.
Yeah, 5.
So we have 5 like very children on the trip, and like it was like it's a fun thing. Like your kids probably catch crawdads more
Yeah.
than other kids, but
Dude,
like
they were
it's fun
so
thing to do.
stoked every time we
Yeah.
pulled one out.
Good being sitting in a truck rock crawling all day with their dads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and then the mom's like, shh. Like, probably all day. Like, we're not there yet, okay?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
But now we were there at the spot, or a spot that was like super fun, and the crawdad fishing was the jam.
Yeah.
That
So
was
the
fun.
plan was though we were gonna have a boil.
Yeah, I wanted to eat them. I was
And
down.
then we hung out at the springs for a bit, and then we ended up going down to the Dirty Dozen campground, camped there, and we were all ready to do the boil. And Caleb's like the meat man. I think he secretly is like a PETA agent.
Yeah.
PETA.
Peanut.
PETA means something else now.
He's like the crawdads have feelings. You can't eat them.
No, he's like,
he was
He had a bad experience. I talked about. He had a bad experience from his
he
ex.
says they have
Got
to
it.
get rid of the poop out of them, and so.
Yes.
Or you eat the.
I
was down to eat crawdad poop.
And
I'm
thank
not
you
gonna
for
lie.
Scott, my boyfriend here. He had Starlink the whole time, so I was able to research it after Caleb said this, and that is incorrect. You can actually eat them; they will taste better, you should degland them from their poop sacks or whatever. But like, you're supposed to leave them
That's
for
a
about a
scientific
couple
term.
hours to allow them to excremate after you catch
This is
them.
a Wallypedia right now, dude.
I deep dive.
Yeah.
And because I wanted to cook them well. I wanted to make like a
Yeah.
full on. I was
We
down.
didn't have Old Bay though. No one had Old Bay.
Well,
That
next
needs to get
time.
added.
Actually, I actually had some
Bring Old
seasoning.
Bay.
Similar.
Yeah, we had some seasoning.
I had some seasoning.
This
Hold on.
podcast is called Old Bay. No, but so then it was. But you can do both. But he was saying his ex. Don't say that.
Whatever. Yes.
Somebody.
His friend.
A friend of his had eaten too many at one time, most likely, and then that's why she most likely
She got sick. Got it.
And he was nervous for all of us to have a bad night, which makes sense when you're on a camping trip.
Yeah. So we didn't eat him. We let him go.
No.
Well, they
Let 'em go.
Is that what really happened?
We let
they
'em go.
escaped.
They escaped.
Oh, they escaped. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a better story. But
Yeah,
yeah.
let 'em go.
Connor
Connor
went-
was like, no, they got out.
Yeah.
Somebody dumped them?
No. I think they
We let
just
it
he hung it on a we put it up to an
Yeah.
8-year-old to go hang it on the tree.
Well, I
and-
expected that. I was actually, I didn't care about it. I was just having fun catching them.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, so hung out there,
I mean, that was an epic late afternoon
Great
into the next
campfire that
morning.
night.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Super
Tommy
cool.
made all those pizzas.
Dude,
Yeah.
I brought
Yeah,
some
he brought the pizza
The
oven.
pizza
That was
oven,
legit.
I'm getting one, dude.
Yeah, that's cool.
That thing was sick.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, we had the howls going. We had the mini howls, not like this hog. We had 2 of those mini
But
howls.
why do we
cooking.
have the howls going? Because you can't have fires.
Yeah, you can't have fires. So that's why you gotta. That's the camping without a fire. Like you just put your like headlamps in a circle is
horrible.
That's trash. You can't do that. But you can have a propane fire. So these things are pretty rad, and especially the smaller ones. That was
Dude, the
We had
minis,
two.
I like them. They're agile, you know.
But again,
Like,
going
you
back to
could
the
get 'em,
weather,
yeah.
it was perfect.
yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like we needed.
It was just the light. You
Just
want-
needed
Correct.
ambiance.
Yeah, just the ambiance, exactly. But yeah, so the next day, that was like the day out. Plan was just to jam out Cadillac Hill. Hold up. On the way into Rubicon Springs, there's this little slot canyon that you have to shoot through. This gentleman over here, Bruce, he found his what would you call that? The door, not the A pillar.
Yeah, I got the whole
The
top,
top-
of the
the
door.
top of the
The
door.
mirror
Okay,
and the
so-
door, right?
Yes, approaching this V-notch, which is very tight, and on the radio, because Brian's done this a bunch, I'm like, hey Brian, what's this right line? Is that the bypass? He's like, no, I don't know where that goes. So I'm like, okay, well I guess I'm forced to go through this tight V-notch, and there was like people behind us, that group that kind of like Star was tailing along, and yeah, I got into that V-notch and just got off camber, and it just kind of like tipped it basically folded the mirror and smashed the mirror, kind of dented the door, and like I just skinned the top of the door, made it through it, and then as I like get to the bottom, that group behind us is like cutting right in front because I took the bypass. I was like, oh, I could have totally avoided this, but it's alright. I did it. It was fun. So yeah, that was a tight squeeze, and a couple other spots were tight for sure on that trail.
Yeah, for
Big
sure.
truck.
It's a big.
Big girl.
This is a large girl.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the next day, like I said, we're jamming out Cadillac Hill, and that was, I feel like, fairly uneventful as far as the way up.
Yeah.
So Cadillac Hill, everyone's explained. They're like, "Oh, this is gnarly hill," but they're like, "Oh no, the rest of the trail's super easy." And I'm thinking the trail's like a freaking fire road. The rest of the day, because I thought we did it all.
It is a fire road compared to the rest of the trail.
It's not a fire road.
I would agree with Scott.
But-
that was easy
Yeah.
compared to
I
what
wasn't
It's just
driving.
steep. It's
days
just
before.
It was just like rocks and shit for like 3 or 4 hours straight. And I'm like, we're not done. Like I thought we were like,
There
I
was
thought
one
it was
part-
fire roads.
One
like,
part of Cadillac Hill had me a little bit because it really threw my truck off camber, and it was just like a sheer cliff on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
side.
yeah.
And I was kind of like, all right, this is because the
And the problem is, it's on the passenger side. The sheer
yeah,
cliff's
and
on
the
the
Super
passenger side,
Duty's
so you're just
the
like
Super Duty's big,
you're,
so I
you're
feel like I'm
probably
already.
feet from the edge.
Yeah.
But when you're in the driver's seat, you're like, oh man.
Well, yeah, but I'm in a
fall.
driver's seat where my passenger seat's where Scott is, so I'm like, I think my truck's off the edge, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. You
I
got
was
hung
just
up on a
saying,
couple
it's like
spots.
Yeah,
everyone
so-
made it. Like by the time we made it to the lake, and then after that, like, oh, we just gotta go home now.
That's what they made it
Fine.
sound. And
I'm like, this is not home.
Here.
This is like legit ass rock crawling.
Well, and it
Even
was
big
interesting
sluice.
because from last year,
Oh, dude, what a
most of the
difference,
trail
right?
was harder, I would say, than last year, but Big Sluice was easier this year than last. Remember that big
Yeah,
shark
Big
tooth?
Sluice was easier.
Yeah. So
I felt like from
maybe your vehicles are more capable.
no, I still think it was.
passenger in mine.
Well,
First
hold
of
on.
all,
Would Big Sluice be harder going? The
Actually,
other,
I was
the other
driver in
way?
yours.
yeah,
I
you're a
think.
driver.
Would Big Sluice be harder going the other way?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I think
we have
so.
never done it. Yeah.
But Big Sluice last year had like halfway down had a giant boulder that was like the size of half of a Volkswagen, and you had to straddle that another boulder, kind of go
Somebody
over
totally
it.
winched it out of the way.
Yeah, somebody moved it. But anyway, so Cadillac Hill was cool. We ended up all getting out, aired up, headed to Tahoe.
Yeah, that was nice.
Hopped in the lake, which is, if you run the trail,
Dude.
I feel like if you do the full thing, you got to jump in the lake after. That's like
I've
another
never-
little
It was pretty
reward.
cool.
I've
it's
never
like
been
a
to
moment.
Tahoe. That lake is so clear.
Yes.
It's
Dude,
sick.
Yes.
It's beautiful.
Insane.
Yeah.
And it's big,
Huge.
so big.
And the level of boats on that, not to sidetrack, we're pretty sick.
Yeah.
There's some sick boats on that.
Bunch of
high
Like,
water
some
yachts and
wicked
stuff.
hey, that
boats up.
wooden one, that wooden
Dude, that
Chris
wood,
Crab.
that was
Yeah.
up my alley, dude.
Yeah.
Everyone was
You
like,
can make one of those.
I got a little half chub just floating out there. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, what is this?
Put a diesel in it.
Yeah.
Dude, you're talking my language,
don't
dude.
put a diesel.
Shut up, dude.
Stinks like shit when you're
No.
driving it.
Don't rain on my parade.
Electric.
That was fun.
Wow.
Tahoe was very pretty, but man, the tourists there were.
Oh yeah.
gross.
So you get
Summertime.
is it
Well, it's Labor Day weekend, too.
Tahoma?
So the trail pops out in what is like Tahoma area, which is Western Shore, Lake Tahoe, right? We jumped in the water basically which is Tahoma, right off, like, I forget what the highway number is, but right off the highway that goes around the lake, right? So just a nice spot. I think it was the same spot as last year, right?
Yeah,
That we were
correct.
popped in. But and then we head south through down
South Lake.
past like Angel. What is that, like Angel? No, is it
Emerald Bay?
Emerald Bay. And then all the way into South Lake.
Yeah. But then like you're saying that just cars.
traffic.
Just
tourists,
Teslas,
Tesla
doing
trucks.
like random U-turns in the middle of the highway. You're like, what are you doing? Just
Yeah.
trying to find a place to park to hike down
The,
a hill.
the guy wasn't driving anyway, dude.
No, it's Tesla. U-turn now.
But yeah, so that was super cool. I mean, and we made it through. I mean, I don't want to say relatively unscathed because most of us ended up with some format of body damage.
Oh yeah.
I would say Bruce. No, I mean Hayden definitely fared the
for sure,
worst, but of a vehicle that actually anyone cares about,
Yeah,
I
it's
would say
par for the
Bruce
course.
probably. fared
I was
the
really
worst.
going into it. I was like, yeah, the Rubicon is pretty chill. Like, I'm not gonna get body damage. There's other full size, and then I like got it, and I'm like, yeah, it's more aggressive than I thought it was. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I would say
You
it was
know, it
mild
was-
hammer trail-esque
it was
as far as technicality.
More aggressive, and I probably could have with more like. I was also trying to keep up with like the more nimble vehicles, so like my truck wasn't like keeping as steady of a pace. You know, because the truck's super heavy, so it really changes. The suspension unloads and loads a lot, so it gets kind of uncomfortable. You know, so like I was just pacing myself a lot less. Where you guys can like just bop over something, or my
Sure.
truck like it doesn't bop over and like unloads and then slams back down. I probably use that rear bumper more than anything.
Sure.
And so I just kept a slower pace, but I also was like, I'm holding the pack up, so I just got to jam through this spot, and you know, got little scratches.
Yeah.
It's the way she goes.
Little body damage
Yeah.
here there.
Yeah.
I ended up with I got the rear fender somehow, and it had red paint. And I think Scott hit me.
Scott hit it, dude. He's not.
because
It was literally the same spot.
the reason why is I have red paint on the injury to my vessel, and his truck's red. So
The only
I
thing
think-
red.
We literally hit the same rock in the same spot.
Yeah.
Can I just? You guys are Eskimo brothers. It's cute. I get it. It's nice. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
How was she? How was that rock?
It was good.
That you guys
It was
both
good.
landed.
It was weird. Like every. I mean, most times
tell you
you
what
get
rock
body
it was,
damage.
but-
You're like, oh, that's
Was
a
she
door,
fat?
or that's body.
I could tell you
I
what
had no
rock
idea.
Scott hit because Scott's like going up the slabs, like one like step up deal, and I'm like, Scott, don't roll back, and then immediately hits the clutch, just
Oh, yeah.
breaks
That's
his tail
standard.
light.
Yeah, double
Was
step?
that my tail light? I'm like, yeah, I told you, don't roll back, dude.
Oh, that's standard.
Yeah,
We've seen that in other
And then I
videos.
annihilated that same tail
That
light
was so
more when
funny.
we got to Buck Island.
yeah,
Like,
that was good.
The best part is every time Scott got stuck, I was like miles away hiking. I'm
Yeah.
like, what are you doing?
It's funny because we were
Who's
parked
watching you?
20 feet from you when you did that, and we see you trying to get up that one section, and my wife's like, he's gonna back up right into that tree,
Oh, of
isn't he? And I was
course.
like, yeah, he's going to.
that
Sure
what you
enough,
bro-
20
that's what you
seconds
did
later, just
Yeah.
broke the taillight.
Oh, dude, you were there.
But I
when
annihilated it more at Buck Island Lake. Like, I only cracked it really, like, at that point. I definitely backed into the rock, but at Buck Island Lake, I was, like, off my own because my spotter disappeared. And
This
I was
is-
like, I'm going to try and go up this way, and I literally got, like, jammed in a corner.
This is the spot where you go across the creek, and then there's that little tiny uphill, and it's super slippery.
Yeah, slippery.
And then there's you start
No.
out where you're not right by the tree.
He broke his at the slab.
Yeah, he broke
Yeah.
Going up the
slab.
slab, you know, there's like the couple little spots you have to like throttle up. He was trying a different line. He totally could have made it. He did. He just needed to put
got
in
way
like second
down.
gear.
Basically,
and
where
get
the
some
Raptor guys told Hayden, like, if you're just gonna take the hard lines, we're gonna go around you. That's that area.
The Bronco dudes. Yeah. That was like the quote of the weekend. If you're gonna take the hard lines, we're gonna go around you. Yeah, we said that like 100 times.
Dude. Wait. Can we break down like somebody dove into like what those guys paid to do that?
Oh, it was.
I believe it was about 6,000.
It was
A vehicle?
insane.
A head.
A head.
A head.
A
Yeah.
person.
So, well, basically, essentially, what they're paying for it, and I have to look on the back end of this things because I.
Well, they had a whole menu food.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you're not paying. So you buy a brand new Ford Raptor Bronco. There's one vehicle that wasn't. They do about 10 vehicles per trip. They do 6 trips per year. I deep dived into this a little bit with them. The personnel get to pay, and again, think about this: you're somebody that can buy a $120,000 truck
for sure.
and you're like, I just want to try this. And most of these guys were above 50 and 60. They were like me when I first started this. I didn't have a forum. I didn't have a friend group. And it's like, I want to go do this shit. I've seen this for my entire life, but I was focused on finance or insurance or bullshit, whatever it is. And it's like, fuck it, I'm going to do it. Yeah, $6,000, it's nothing to them. It's $100 to us. You guys are driving crazy expensive. Yeah. You three are driving crazy expensive vehicles.
Yeah.
You know, I have some too. They don't work. But like, I agree with the person willing to pay for it to do it correctly versus the Tesla group that fucking ruins the trip for everyone else on their weekend. Like,
that being said,
they paid high dollar people to have a great trip and not ruin it for everyone else and not ruin it for themselves.
Yeah.
So it was worth every penny for them.
That being said, if somebody wants to drive my truck through the Rubicon, I will guide them for $6,000.
Well, of course, it costs you more money to do that. Right. That's the problem with it. It's like you don't realize how much.
We start the Bat Lines tours and we only charge $3,000.
Ooh, yeah, and we'll cook.
But you gotta have a ship box.
Yeah. Registered.
It's gonna cost you so much more to make that trip a reality.
Yeah, 100%.
But I'm my point is I appreciate people trying to support the space in a proper manner. Versus showing up, burning pallets, doing the dumb shit, all the bad stuff. Like,
no, I agree with that.
I get it. It's easy to make fun. It's easy to make fun of watching someone else spend a lot of money.
Sure.
But their $6,000 is your $100. So
yes.
I will say this though, I did see a little bit of trash at Buck Island. So whoever did that, you guys suck.
Yeah, we picked it up for you.
You guys?
You're welcome.
That's not cool.
Yeah,
a little bit in the water, stuff around a memorial too. Like people trash the memorial.
Yeah, in the back of the memorial, they had like a fire.
Yeah.
We filled up like 2 trasheroos.
Shame on you.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Anyways, but so with the rigs, as far as your up, I guess, what would you add to your camping, whether it be your camping kit or like what were you stoked on that you did to the truck before? Like, I don't know, we can go like one by one, but I mean, this guy did like a full rebuild.
Okay, so I mostly did that because I want to at some point, not now, probably not even anytime soon, I'd like to be able to drive the truck to the Rubicon, do the Rubicon, drive it home, or drive it to Moab, do a bunch of stuff at Moab and drive it home. The power train that was in that truck had almost 300,000 miles on it. It was trash. So it's better now. It still needs a lot of refinement. But I think the number one thing that I was most stoked on the trip, and it wasn't even something that I brought, was Tommy brought his fridge. Mm-hmm. That thing was a game changer. I'm like, how do I not own
the fridge is pretty
little
simple.
Iceco or a little Amazon knockoff fridge?
Yeah.
I know. I'm just, how do I not own one of those?
$1,200. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that was
when
awesome.
Jesse posted up on the group text, and I bought it immediately. It was the best decision.
Those are pretty bad.
It's the best. Yeah, I bought a dual purpose for $400
for sure.
from Jesse, and Iceco is like freezer and fridge.
It was sick. So the fridge. I gotta get me a fridge.
Even if it's small, I agree with that. You never have to deal with ice for the
45 quart. Yeah. There was 4 of us, and it was never a problem. Don't get me wrong. We were taking stuff out and immediately putting stuff back in there because it's only 45 quarts. There's food in there. Drinks were limited. I brought a tiny little soft cooler so we had drinks like while we were driving. But I ran out of ice day 2. There's no more ice, so that was sick.
Sure.
The fridge for sure.
Yeah, I did I did Ram Assist, which was really nice before the trip. Honestly, I couldn't imagine doing it without it. And then I had some tie down points for all the cargo space there because I ended up hauling my gear and some for other people because I had a ton of space. You're welcome.
Thanks for being full size.
I think it was packed to the moon, but I did some e-track inside and I had everything was so organized and secure, nothing moved around. So,
How often? How much time did you put packing your truck prior to? Like building the camp out setup with the e-tracks and stuff prior to leaving.
I just screwed the e-track in. Everything else I've had built. The whole pull-out drawer, that was the whole premise of that truck was to have that thing ready to go at any time. Tools. I did I did add a spare drive line and a provision for that. I did a spare starter mount. We did some skid plate stuff.
But mounted, not just like.
No, it's mounted. Like so, like I added again more weight for anyone else getting an argument. But yeah, but we built some skid plates. We did TK skid plate. I know, right, dude. So I did a little bit of stuff, but for the most part, that truck's been pretty dialed in the fact that like I could pretty confidently just jump in it and all my stuff's in there. My grill's already on the bed drawer. My tools are in the bed drawer.
But mounted.
Mounted, yeah. It's all in the truck at all times. So that's
pretty rad.
That was the premise of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Right on.
yeah.
What about you, Scotty? What upgrades to the Forerunner and what
The big
Hey,
old
I have to
tires,
say one
dog.
thing before you answer. This guy raved about how good the Forerunner rode the whole time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Scott. I don't want to give him this. Michael Allen, the leaf pack thing.
Yeah.
Quiet.
So I guess the biggest upgrade between what was the previous trip, probably like Hammers was the last trip that I had the truck out. So I basically redid the whole rear suspension, which was great, and the truck was just quiet.
It rode great.
Like between leaf spring on every corner and just smooth, and I mean there could have been refinement, but I guess it was just like quiet and comfortable and not harsh.
Okay.
And
If you've ever hung out with this guy, comfort is his number one jam. I am the opposite. I just show up like sleeping in like a sleeping bag or whatever. But like Scott, like the radio has to work properly. And every minute or every time that if there's air conditioning, it has to work. If the seats have to be in a certain position, there has to be what's the grip you like to use?
I don't know. A good way to put it is like
tennis grip on everything. There was pads on the door. Elliot, did you have pads?
No.
Did you have Sea-Doo pads on the door?
No, I'm a
for
little
my arm.
pissed.
Actually, that was
For my arm.
He has this fancy like. It's not. What do you even call it? Like I want to say like I want to call it grip tape, but it's not on the
it's like
door.
the wakeboard deck.
It's a
You got
jet
this
ski.
suite on your half door.
So-
It's all fancy. You didn't even tell me.
Scott goes through like.
you know why I put that there? Because I cut my elbow up all last year on.
So I think what you're trying to say, Steve, is we all need to drop our vehicles off at Scott's house for like a month, and he can dial them all in.
He does
for us
the
that way.
bullshit no one else will do.
Yeah.
To make you like just generally.
He doesn't have an
comfortable.
armrest on
So
your.
I am the best little like co-pilot. I will be his. I don't need to work my own.
I believe they call you a passenger princess.
Yes.
I'm gonna get you a shirt
yes,
that says,
very much so.
we're gonna get you a shirt that says the best little
I
co-pilot
was the
Dude.
best little co-pilot.
and a tutu. Like just
I was probably not.
I
I gave him his space. Is what he needed.
I play things through in my head, right? And it's like if the littlest thing goes wrong, it bothers me. And that's just who I am, you know? So it's like when I didn't really have any of those issues on the trail, that's really my like, wow,
Yeah.
you know, great.
It was a great trip.
You know,
But I mean, you did a ton of work. You cut the rear frame off and rebuilt all that. You did the leaf springs. You had Michael Allen prep it.
setup. Yeah, Michael Allen did his full prep on the Devers, which was amazing. And you know, and it was like all kind of skeptical because it was like sprung over Deaver setup, and we were like, is this really going to work? And it seemed, I mean, I didn't really have any complaints.
okay. So that probably leads into like, are you gonna link it or what?
The leaf springs are already off the truck.
You're gonna link it?
I just so the thing that bothered me was like they can't handle the weight. They can't handle the trail weight.
The rear lease.
Like if I'm just driving around in an empty truck out in the desert or at the Hammers, it's fine probably.
But for doing a loaded trip, because that was part of
if I had my
problem.
family with me, I would have.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have worked.
Oh, for sure.
So, but what is your thought with links though in weight? Because those aren't.
I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I honestly, I just
because I'm battling that.
The truck's on jack stands
Yeah.
in the rear right now, but I haven't
I'm excited.
thought or developed like what I want to do yet.
Okay.
I'm not. It's not going to be like a desert link style.
No. Yeah.
At all, but I just don't know what.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You just can't. You can't leave anything.
No, I can't. I always have to have a project.
Yeah.
I can't sit on the couch at home.
Bro,
Dude
we're
just
talking about people.
cuts his frame in half and then fixes it, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna link
He's
it."
like
now.
these fresh leaves later, dude.
That's just story of my life. That's just who I am.
Yeah.
And Elliot. Yeah.
I'm never happy.
Well, I was surprised. So you didn't mention the Starlink setup.
The Starlink setup. I forgot about it because I use it so much. It's like But he's right. I mean, that was
needed to work.
That was pretty awesome.
I had
Like,
a big balance of it because it was very helpful for me.
I mean,
at the same time, he's like, you want to get away from it, but like
Yeah.
at this
Yeah.
that week, I needed it. Like,
I think
it's
it was
tough.
nice to have, but at the same time, I'm like, it would have been cool to just put my phone down for 3 days.
I intentionally didn't log on because I have your password. And I intentionally didn't log on to it, but I understand. But I do like having it for safety reasons. Like if you need to use it, that stuff is awesome.
You need to look up like whether you can eat these crawdads or
if
not.
if I'm gonna die from dysentery or am I gonna
Yeah.
Now, nobody wants to shit their brains out, hours from anything safe.
Sure. Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's like super nice to have, but it's also like one of those things where you just want to unplug. We're all on our phones too much, and emails, whatever, work, and it's just nice. Like Rubicon, especially, you have no service. If you're out there for 3 days, you don't have any service, and that's pretty great.
That was nice.
But it was cool, like how you had it all set up on the roof.
I will say
it was a nice
half
little
doors,
setup, and honestly, it was like no power drain. It was like truck started it worked great.
It was an actual upgrade to the truck was the half doors. I think that's a big.
Dude, the half
that's
doors
a
are
moneymaker,
money. You
dude.
gotta have half doors on the crawler.
It's such a jam.
Like after crawling like the whole week out of KOH and then having half doors, it was like my neck was like saying thank you.
What if you have working AC?
You just have the air conditioning.
Because I almost bought some half doors to some Super Duty. I'm like, my AC works really good.
Getting in and out of the truck.
It's like a total vibe. Like just
I know.
half
I still
doors
want to
in
do
your-
it, dude. I still want to do
The
it.
half doors are nice. I feel like out at Hammers, like for King of the Hammers, it's so cold.
Yeah,
It's
you
nice
don't need
having the full doors.
Yeah.
You obviously can't see as well out of it, but I think like summer, half doors all the way.
In fact, I have the perfect set to cut in half doors now that they're little thrash.
Your interior is going to get destroyed.
That's a work truck. It's literally vinyl floors, vinyl seats. I ain't worried about
the worst.
I know, but do you think it doesn't get dusty still and stuff? My windows were down the whole time, but I just had AC blasting on me, so it's just cut the edge on it. Yeah.
But
You can't rock crawl windows up. That's crazy.
Yeah.
No.
You can't.
How do you do that? Because I just sometimes like,
No,
what
even
the
at the
hell?
Hammers, I had the heater blasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't rock crawl windows
full
up.
on,
That's
I have the
crazy.
windows down because
Yeah, you just can't. I don't know.
But I would
That's
say the
weird.
half doors, as far as an upgrade, would be a massive.
They're pretty sick, yeah.
For rock crawling, like
Yeah,
it just made
absolutely.
it. You don't have to worry about being able to hit a rock on the door and
No,
bullshit
sure.
like that. So.
for sure.
So your rig, I think it's pretty obvious. Right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the motor. I mean that 22 RE that was in there was so smoked. It just literally was smoking. The power steering, I would say, the 3RZ power steering with the stock pump over the 22 RE, like I could actually turn. Like didn't have any issues turning, and
It's a nice feeling, huh?
Yeah, and I don't even have. I have that trail gear pump still. I haven't put on, but that was huge. There was something that was pretty cheap, like $25, but that roof bag that I got on Amazon was pretty sick. And if like we did the Rubicon last year with two of us in the Prerunner, and we just took out the back seat, and you have a ton of room.
Yeah.
But with two kids and all the sleeping stuff, all the things, the roof bag was freaking sweet. And,
Thank you, Brian, for the roof bag.
And like that one I got on Amazon, like the thing we acquired this like little card table like a couple weeks before the Rubicon, and so I brought that and had that in the roof bag as kind of the floor of the roof bag, and then that also like shaded the kids because I had that half top that I got off that crawler project that I bought, so that was cool. Like I put some tie downs on it so I could like strap the roof bag too.
Dude, people were loaded too. It's pretty funny to see their
Yeah.
setups, which is like stuff busting out the seams.
Brian was loaded.
Yeah, I would say, so he's not even here, but I'll say it for him. The hot water shower was freaking
That thing's
G.
sick, dude.
That was super cool with the
heat exchanger?
The heat
Yeah.
exchanger with the.
That was pretty
I
rad.
need that in my life.
That's awesome.
Yeah, super cool. Especially if you're right next to a lake and you have like basically unlimited water, you just throw that thing in.
That
And
was sick.
but
The real MVPs took the lake showers though.
yeah, I took a lake shower. Did you?
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That felt great. He took
Well, no.
four.
You didn't take a shower in Metros with the
Oh
hot
no,
water?
I went in the lake.
Yeah,
and scrubbed down.
I took an actual
That
lake
was
shower.
nice, dude.
Peasants.
You took that poverty one, but
Yeah. But overall, I mean, the 3RZ was rad. I mean, as far as like work that I did to the truck ahead of time, like, dude, I was just struggling to get the freaking thing ready to go. Like, I think I talked about it on the last podcast, but it was like, you were there, Mikey was there, Scott was there. It was like, I don't know if this thing's even gonna make it, and so just to basically, once the truck was good as far as running good, I just threw everything in, and luckily the year before I already had all the tie down points and everything. The fridge was cool. I need to figure out a better battery, like solar panel setup, because the fridge just cooks the battery. And I don't know if that battery, that like Sure Start that I got from you is...
Well, a battery is only a holder of power.
Sure.
It sounds like maybe you might need to upgrade the alternator.
Yeah.
What if you did like a secondary like AGM? Like
No, but you need, the alternator needs to keep up, or no matter how many batteries, it's going to
I
drain.
know, but like it would take a lot longer to drain. But in an AGM, it's not going to get affected if it's drained to
He
zero.
does have an AGM.
Well,
Okay,
and
so-
I have the Lion Energy like little power box, the Safari thing. So that thing was cool because when the truck was running, I would basically power charging that, and then that was charging the fridge, and so it's kind of an additional battery.
Those like EcoFlows would like last on a with a fridge so I can power on it or something. Those like solar battery banks, generators or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I had. Yeah, so I had one of those, and that'll like last basically a day. But like when I mean, most of the time we're not sitting for a whole day, not moving. So that was kind of tough on it. But the fridge.
Yeah, no, I feel you, because Tommy's fridge drained my battery. We moved it over to Bruce's truck, drained his battery. This is the day that we didn't move, day 2. So the fridges, they suck a lot of power,
Yeah, but I think like a solar panel is charging the battery, like the battery box thing, or charging the battery, and then but then
and just have that on the roof though, so you're not trying to like. Again, like what Bruce did is set up everything so it's just organized. You're not like constantly like, oh, I've got to take this out and do this and put this here and put this here.
Think of the solar setup Bruce could have on the top of that shell.
You can have it on the hood
could
of
power
your
the
truck.
whole campsite.
It's like we're making fun of overlanders.
Yeah.
We're trying to become as Starling, fridges, bullshit. It all makes your life better when you actually go for days when there's nothing there. We're normal us. People that go to the desert, we're 10 minutes from a freaking gas station. Ice is not a problem. Bullshit like that. That's where we're having this conversation now.
Sure.
It's new to us, and it's
remote.
None of us will ever have max tracks, though. Okay.
Well,
I have 2 sets.
Well, I mean, it's like a there's nothing wrong with the overland, like if you're an overlander and you go out and use your truck, but it's like obviously like you said in the beginning of this, like. We built these trucks that are incredibly capable of traveling these super gnarly trails, and it's like, why not, better your situation so you're not like, oh shit, can you jump start me because my battery's dead?
I think the separation.
You're not eating frozen hot dogs on late day 2 because that's all that you have.
My test got Pop-Tarts for 14 days.
Uncrustables.
They don't die. So.
I think the separation of like overlander versus like an actual like off-roader is the fact that they're more fixated on just what they can affix to their truck as opposed to like what can we use.
I mean that's some of them, but I think that any brand of off-road, whether that's pre-runners or overlanders or rock crawlers, you pull up next to some truck that's like on 40s and it's a Jeep, whatever, and you're like, dude, you don't use that thing at all. You look at the wheels.
That's kind of like my premise.
So
like
you
a
have
Jeep
that,
on 40s, but it's got like the grumper, grill bumper, like angry guy
the
thing.
thing's pristine. You're like, okay, you don't wheel. Yeah. So I think that's just the problem of like, you're gonna chirp the dude that you're like, you don't use that.
But
thing.
the overland market, like that market's sick. Like they've. The ingenuity behind that has created so much cool product that we all use.
Totally.
Well, I've always been supportive of anyone trying to elevate the space. And we've had quite a few friends that are like, fuck racing. I don't want to go out racing. I'm like, racing developed the parts that you get to use to go fast and to enjoy the thing you like to do. It's like your Porsche didn't get there not from, I don't want to say Lamborghini, but like F1 racing. That type of development from engineering comes from the highest level of it. So I support any of it. And overlanding's doing this for us.
Yeah, they're trying
we're
to
not overlanders, but like, could you imagine being by yourself in a relatively newer Forerunner, 7 hours from anyone you could call from, anyone you could ever make a phone call to prior to the Starlink stuff, and being like, I gotta have all my shit dialed. And yeah, they elevate it for the rest of us, just like trophy trucks do.
100%.
But like, yeah, we can make fun of them. You know, you don't need a fucking 4.5-inch shock. So it's like, yeah, you're right, but it's not wrong. Like for your space, whatever. I support anyone elevating 100%. It for all of us.
Yeah, same.
And we're just a bunch of overlanders and little bitches now, and it's great.
Yeah,
I had so much fun. I had so much fun being a little bitch all weekend.
The hot water shower is pretty open.
They did all the legwork to figure out how to bring all the comfort to the most uncomfortable places.
In a smaller package.
Yeah, and we're like, what? I want that. That's cool. Like,
sure.
Whatever.
Sure.
So here's a question for the three of you. Since you guys all had, family out there or whatever, or girlfriend or actually wife now. Yeah. That's right. What was kind of the take on the family?
Oh, everybody was stoked.
Was everyone stoked around the kids, the wife?
That first day was obviously brutal, but I mean, it was brutal for everybody. But it's like if it's
something
if it's
new
a boys,
too, right?
Yeah. But I mean,
I had the greatest day.
Like you once we got home or on the way home, I was like, oh my god, this is the best trip ever. Everybody's super stoked.
Yeah.
So.
Great.
My wife, like, she loves nature, she loves off-roading. The desert thing's not like her vibe of nature, but she likes going out. But like this trip was nothing but like praise on how awesome the trip was.
Nice.
She just was like, the lake was just totally her. Like she loves being out in the middle of nowhere, and just she loves the water and just everything about it. She's just like, she was like pushing to do more, and I'm like, okay, cool, dude. Like, there's never gonna be an argument here. Yeah. Like, she's just stoked on it. So
I will say we have a great friend group in general. Dude. Like it's I mean, again, to have 12 trucks to be able to go through that trip, and was anyone arguing really all trip? Like, I mean, there's some people going, I'm a little grumpy, but it's not. There was no like.
Well, it's more like my back hurts from sitting in this chair. Like, it wasn't like direct. But
I can't believe they won't turn their music. It was just everything is like.
No, dude,
and I think that's one of the best things you can do is just surround yourself with good people.
100%.
And there was no, we weren't. It was so remote in the fact that like it's not like going to Hammers or like a populated off-road area. There was just so limited people there that it was the opposite of the chaos that we are normally like, which we do like. Like I like the chaos of KOH, like that's cool in like portions, but like this was the opposite, which was just like so nice in that way too. So that it just brought balance to like what we do as off-roading, because like we're obviously cresting the scale of like we're broadening the horizon of what we're doing as off-roaders, I guess now, which is nice. That's bringing more balance. It's variety, yeah. We're not just doing the desert stuff, which I'm so excited for desert season to come, because I just spent a summer of rock crawling, so now I am excited for desert season, right? But if all I did was desert season, eventually you probably get burnt out of it. Or some people do, some people won't, but some people probably like, okay, I'm kind of sick of this spot, So it's bringing balance, and it's actually making me more excited for desert season.
Sure.
100%.
So... yeah.
How about Aaron and Nathan and?
Dude, this was definitely the best off-road trip we've ever done. My wife was so happy. Even on the day one when it was very stressful, my oldest son, we brought him, and he was struggling for sure. Like the last few hours, he's just having a really hard time. It's a lot of time in the car, But
didn't want to poop.
Even he didn't. Even he had a great time. And my wife was, being very supportive. Yeah. Even day one, towards the end of the day, she's, like rubbing my shoulders and you're doing a great job. She knew nothing you can do. Trying to get somewhere, it's going to take what it's going to take. And it was the greatest time. I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to do Doozy. I can't wait to do Ice. I can't wait to do all of it.
Even though he's so young, like you don't really realize what like that trip probably how that reflected his future, and like how. You just opened doors for him that you have no idea, which we wouldn't think at that young of an age would do that. But like even Brian, because Brian did the Rubicon since he was a kid, he's like, I remember being 5 years old doing this with my dad.
100%.
And now Brian's an avid off-roader, like one of the most knowledgeable guys we know in off-roading. And like, who knows, that could be Nathan. Like just because of that trip.
Sure.
Which is pretty sick,
It worked on me.
Yeah.
My family's been going off-road since I was weeks old.
Yeah, start him as young as you can. As long, like Prudence goes out all the time, like she loves it. Like everybody's kids do. Like that's the next generation of wheelers, dude.
Well, and it's relative to like just taking it again. I think we're anybody watching this, obviously, even if you're just mild, you have a stock forerunner or something like that. Like you don't have to go hardcore and build crazy shit all the time. Like I didn't grow up doing this shit at all, right? Like at zero chance. Like somehow I have a Bronco for my dad, but he's never put in four-wheel drive once in his life, right? But like Scott's parents, like they didn't really do this, but they traveled and they showed you guys places of like they weren't rock crawlers or off-roaders.
They weren't off-roaders.
But like your family drove to Alaska this year in a stock for Tacoma, and they're in their 60s, I'm guessing. Sorry to be rude.
You're asking the wrong person. I think,
Well, you're 95, so whatever their number is relative. But like your family was so supportive this whole trip. Your dad hiked in. Your sister was rad.
They
was helping.
Yeah, also
everything.
We're talking about MVPs. Your family was the
dude.
MVP.
My mom was looking forward to having everyone at the ranch for like months.
That property is sick, and I can't wait to go back.
Dude, you guys, I don't even need to be there.
No.
They'll welcome you there. They will welcome you.
I already talked to Caleb about
arms.
turkey hunting. It's gonna be I don't hunt, but I'm gonna turkey hunt this year.
Dude.
But I just to not get off topic too much. Again, you don't have to. Again, just like your family was so sick.
Yeah.
In supporting the space and being part of it, and then setting you up for this life where your sister, your brother-in-law, everyone's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Because of like the heritage that they brought of like travel. Just go see shit. And whatever's relative to you and however it works. But like you don't have to have the coolest shit, you know what I mean? Caleb was talking on this trip, he takes stock, like what he has a Jeep, right?
He has a Jeep, like a CJ5
it's like
or something?
shitty, like I wouldn't take it.
Don't tell him that.
It's like
Sorry,
Caleb,
Caleb.
I love you,
Jeez.
I love you.
Papa Smurf? It's not shitty.
We all had better trucks on that trip and it was great. Like, but my point is like, don't let anything discourage you from trying to make it too high of a level to try and participate, because the goal is to show up.
Well, yeah, it doesn't, like you're saying, it doesn't even matter what you're in or where you're going.
Yeah,
If you go with, you get some quality people in your life. Like literally, we could go hang out at the In-N-Out parking lot, like right across the way, and we could have fun.
Yeah,
we're in a cement condo right now.
Yeah.
The group is for sure it, because like I in confidence know that I can go out there, and if something happens, like I got the community.
That's big too, because
that makes a big
you don't want to go
difference,
out there relying solely on yourself, because God forbid you forget to bring a tool or you forget something or you break down, and then all of your people that you're out there with are like, oh, sorry. It's like you need to have a good community. And that's what it comes down to.
And you want to make sure it's fun.
Yeah,
you could take your community, as long as they're a good community. You can go do any trail, anywhere you live, in any vehicles. Just be ready to do whatever it has to do to get to the end.
Sure. So I've got another question for you boys. What do you think? So most of us have been into the pre-runner game for 15, almost 20 years now. We're old. What's better, rock crawling or pre-running? What do you think?
I've actually been asked this question a lot because I just got into rock crawling because I got the Explorer now. I built the Explorer, and I think that rock crawling is like chess, where pre-running is more like checkers. They're both fun. One's obviously much faster pace. The other one, you're thinking a lot more. I think right now, I enjoy rock crawling a little bit more because it's new.
Yeah.
It's exciting. It's like a new relationship where you kind of get the butterflies in your stomach and stuff. But honestly, I think that will eventually wear away, and I'll like both equally. It's just, again, if I didn't have you guys to go out there and do it with, it wouldn't matter. I probably wouldn't do either, if I'm being 100% honest.
I probably have.
That's really the important part.
It was much experience because I'm new to pre-running. Like the Bronco was my first truck, which I had for 4 or 5 years, and I did some slower wheeling before that. But I mean, I guess if it really boils down, and I know this doesn't really classify either or, but like what I like is like the point-to-point stuff.
Yeah.
Where you get a little taste of both, but the goal is to get from A to B, and you're figuring your way there, and that may be desert and that may be crawling, and being in a vehicle that I'm confident in that can do both. That's why I built that truck. that is what I look forward to. So
Sure.
it doesn't matter if someone's like, this week we want to go to the desert, next week we want to go crawling. Like I'm like, dude, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, let's just get out there. But yeah, when someone's like, hey, let's go from Barstow to Mount Charleston or whatever, like that's
Yeah. No,
fun.
that's
you know?
totally.
Which I think we should incorporate some sort of crawling desert point to points now that we're kind of getting there.
Absolutely.
You know,
I
that sounds
agree.
fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we just did one.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
We just did the Rubicon.
Yeah.
right?
We did.
But I get what you're saying.
But yeah.
So
Mix and match a
prerunner
couple
boy
trails.
over there. What do you think, Wallace?
I always have long answers. So
That's okay.
I think it's all relative. Like when you're younger, obviously, if you're in Southern California, the entry to probably going fast and prerunner, like a Ford Ranger or Total Chaos kit on a Tacoma, is pretty simple to like go buy a truck, drive it fast on a relatively smooth dirt road, and hit a few bumps, right? And you get your taste of it. You get to find your friend group. You get to have some bonfires. You get to do some shit. Doing a big trail like the Rubicon, that's you have to either grow up in it or understand what you're getting into. I think in the end, like what Bruce is saying, it's the adventure of the trip. I don't think it really matters because like one of our best trips was the Grand Canyon. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
it's still like the staple of our friend group, and we did a lot of highway, and the highway was fun. The trip with all of us together was fun.
Correct.
I don't care. Staying at Buffalo Bills was fun.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like that wasn't camping or off-roading or rock crawling or bullshit, but like we went through random trails that we didn't know we were going to go through and get into or shit into.
Experiencing
And
something
we-
together.
Yeah.
And we had fun just
Yeah.
trying new shit.
figuring it out together.
Again, leveling it up to being it has to be like this because like some people just do the Rubicon every year and they just do the river after that. They go to Havasu and they do two things, or they go to Glamis every year and they do the river, or they do this and they do the same thing every year, year over year because it's fun, it's convenient, it's comfortable. That's not our friend group. We like to explore and see new shit, and I think that the adventure in general. You guys went to Alaska. How fun was that? On a cruise ship.
Yeah. Scope.
It's an adventure.
Yeah.
Like it's new to you. It's fun. You're with the right people. And I think that's more of the answer to all of it. I don't have an answer. Like I want to build a Bronco to be more of a rock crawler. I don't care to do the Rubicon. It's not like I don't have like that's the thing I have to do with it. Like I have to do Nora my personal truck. I made a Vendetta in my eyes with that specifically. But past that, like I just like to go and do shit with the right people and something new that encourages me to like want to do it more. You know, I don't care what that is. It really, if it's seriously going and not even rock crawling, but just driving around a dirt trail with our friends in Gorman
Yeah.
that I haven't been on before, let's go do it. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Totally.
So that would be my long answer to the exploration of it. But
I like
the
it.
Rubicon's great because it was new and it was epic.
Sure.
And we had a great friend group.
What do you got, Scott? What do you think? You like driving that red Forerunner or that shitty?
I don't know. It's
Rock crawler
a
for
loaded question, and I think like my wholehearted answer is I have to challenge myself, and whether it's challenging myself with like underwater basket weaving or rock crawling or pre-running.
Yeah.
You know, it's so like with the pre-running side of it, it's a lot of joy and fun when you're blasting down a trail and your truck's working great and you have you're riding with your friends, everything's going well, you're having a good time. With the rock crawling, it's like I'm challenging myself, trying to get up some rock wall, right? But it's like I have to challenge myself in the garage too. So it's like I think right now, to answer your question, it's rock crawling because it's building a rig in the garage a different way that I haven't done before. So I'm learning that
That's the
process,
fun
right?
process, learning.
And then challenging my process to work on the trail.
Sure.
Right. So that I think right now
That's
my
a good
answer is
answer,
rock
too.
crawling.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
I think I get as much joy out of doing either.
Sure.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all of that. I mean, I think having the mouse since 2009, I think, and we've done a lot of desert stuff. I got into off-roading, doing rock crawling. Mild stuff when I had the Rover. But the pre-running kind of opened up. You can cover more ground, and you could go kind of explore more sights to see, and obviously, like Steve said, with the friend group, you're all out there together, and I think they're both great in their different ways. I feel like the rock crawling, obviously, like what Bruce has got going on, where you have kind of a Swiss Army knife vehicle where it can do both. I think if you're building a truck, do that, because being able, you're on some trail, like how many times have we been in the pre-runners where it's like, oh, this is washed out, where, it's a rock garden, we're going to go around because we can't make it through that. If you're in Bruce's
Mikey,
truck.
you have another problem with four-wheel drive?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just go ahead. Keep going.
But I mean, but to a point, like if you pulled up and, like
I'm not going
My problem
through it.
could never
I
do
can't go
with
through
our pre-runner stuff, like I wouldn't say it happened often, but most of the time we could get through, or worst case, we get a toe strap or a winch out or whatever. But I think that the rock crawling is just like you guys have both, everybody said, really, it's just kind of new, and there's so much to explore. Even though you're going slower, you kind of open up many more beautiful areas that are not accessible by a two-wheel drive pre-runner. Maybe a four-wheel drive pre-runner, some of them, but it's just different. But at the end of the day, you're out there with whatever tools you've got, whatever friends you have, and they're very similar in that regard, where it's like, shit, we're out here way away from any roads, anything. We gotta figure out what we've got going on with what we got, and that's, I think, my draw. But always seeing like the cool spots, like in the pre-runners, we've checked out so many different things. You'll be on Google Earth, in your undies at 2 a.m. Like, I don't do that anymore because I'm old, but I used to. But now it's like, oh, what's that lake? Oh, it looks like there's a road up there. Like, you wouldn't want to take some two-wheel drive truck up there. Whereas, you're in a truck on, a decently built truck, you can make it up there, but
it's opening up some new possibilities.
But at the end of the day, it's honestly all about the community of people that you have around you. And, like with the forum, it's been cool. We've been creating that, and it's a tool to meet people, like-minded people, like we kind of have been saying. But I don't know.
Well, then develop that trip that you want to curate,
Sure.
for yourself, because everyone's in a different point in their life. Like,
sure.
this trip works really well for a lot of us because we do have families.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And spending a day at the lake is important to the families. Now, if it was 3 boys, like, we're all like, do you want to just hang on the lake today?
Sure.
And just relax? We could sunbathe.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of nice,
No, and
You know what I mean?
that's something I didn't even really.
Day with the boys. You want to do feet? We could get our toes done.
and I didn't even really think about that, like where I'm at with my life with the family. I mean, obviously, let's say the Mouse was a 4-door vehicle. It's like rock crawling with a family is much better than pre-running with a family. Just from a safety point, like you're blasting through a whoop section doing 60 with your whole family. Like, I don't know. That's kind of sketch.
Like kind of a quieter, where you, not quieter in the sense, but you could communicate while you're wheeling.
Sure.
But like if you're blasting whoops and just bypasses are clacking, you're like, what are you saying?
Yeah. No, for
a little
sure.
different.
Well, and the point of where I was coming from with what I was saying too is the idea is like it's just relative to where you're at in your life, and that's what the forum brings, is a bunch of people together that can like combine their efforts with I was alone this trip. I didn't have kids. So I didn't have kids. Like, we could have gone a completely different trip, but like there's opportunities for us to go to all of them.
Sure. Sure.
What I mean? You don't have to segregate, like, I'm only into this right now. Like, you guys both have trucks that can do both.
And to reiterate on what Elliott was saying, it's like my wife personally prefers the pre-runner. Mm-hmm. Like, she likes being in it. She likes going fast. That's a thrill for her. Passenger seat. But the Rubicon, it was so beautiful. Like, she couldn't like not just be like, oh my God, look how beautiful this is. Look at this. Look at that. Waterfall, this stream, whatever. So it's like. But if I asked her right now, I was like, what would you prefer? I think she would say she preferred like blasting around the Bronco. But like what you also said is it's not exactly super safe with young kids.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, neither is going up, like, let's say you had your whole family going up Soup Bowl, not that that's like, you're on your slider or whatever, but it's like an option to, hey, this is a little sketchy, why don't you hop out? Camera just died. I think the overheated or something. But anyways, let's wrap it up. And if you're going to go to the expo, We'll have a bunch of rigs out there. Come talk to us and use the code BADLINES. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.
Bye, camera that can't see us.